Hooray! We are live, and there's Claudia. You can't see Claudia.
Don't show me.
Good morning, everybody. We are having a beautiful day. Leslie Williams is here, and it wouldn't be live with Joan without Leslie Williams, right?
Correct.
Okay, so
There we are.
okay, it is time for coffee. I have been running around scrubbing water buckets, doing everything after the hike. It always is like, and it's garbage day. It's Tuesday's garbage day. So it's all of that. I have a huge project happening here on the property. And so I am, overwhelm is a series of a bunch of emotions that get clogged, right? Like I have so many feelings around what's going on. And then it also is, I'm not at the capacity of this thing. So it's been a really great, I have to just be in complete check in with myself all day long with, I'm doing things I've never done before, like ordering arena panels, and am I doing the right one? Am I getting the right size? So it's been a gargantuan task to do by myself. So, yeah. And sand, who knew it cost so much?
Oh my God, it's crazy.
Sand for the arena is a small mortgage. A medium mortgage. Yeah. But it's going to be beautiful, and I'll have more capacity to be able to do more workshops here and bring other practitioners and speakers. So it's going to be big fun. So that's kind of me in a nutshell, trying to keep it together as I'm ordering things. I'm building a track. If anyone's heard of paddock paradise, it's where your horses walk around all day. So I'm building a paddock paradise. Ironically, it's going to end right there at the window.
So we'll be able to.
Yeah,
the horses can come and say hi on a Facebook Live.
The horses can say. Sorry. The horses can say hi during a Facebook Live. The horses can actually stick their head and look in during Zoom classes. It's going to be, it's going to be something else. So I'm so excited, but it's a lot. So who's here?
Okay. Leslie Williams, Joyce Lee Leggett, Val Smith says hi, Chris Wilson says hi, and she says woohoo. I think it was. Well,
it's Chris's husband that's doing that's coming on Thursday and doing the heavy lifting. But to do all the heavy lifting, there's been, look at, I can show you. I'll just show you what I did the other day, and I didn't do it all by myself, but I may as well have. And I placed everything here. So that was a walkway. That got taken up over the weekend. And that was part of the walkway also. That will become part of the nature trail in the phase 2 of this whole crazy, oh my God, adventure. So.
You're a cat.
Yeah, that's Henry. So that's it. It's been crazy, and I'm strong like a bull.
Okay, so Selena Ornella says good morning. Ted Gannon says morning.
Good morning.
Tanya Hoffe says hi. Susie Marrebeat says hello, everyone.
I'm glad Susie's here. She's been missing, and we've been missing her.
Yes, it's been a while. Shelly Messier says, I'm here just listening. Hi, Shelly.
Hi,
Cindy
Shelley.
Atwood says, good afternoon. Daniela Van Amsterdam says, hi, Joan. Hi, Claudia. Hi, Daniela.
Oh, did you see that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Penelope.
That was Henry torturing Penelope. Penelope takes the bait every time.
Every time. Every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, every time. Cindy Atwood says good afternoon. Okay, I said that. And Jennifer Johnson Roberts says good morning.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day.
You just reminded me of good evening.
Good evening. Tonight. I'm sorry. I'm in a mood. You can tell.
I could tell.
Oh my God. Yeah, just everything's whipping up. You know, when you make a big change, you got to go with it, I guess, right? So,
Yep.
we're in it. We are in it. So today, we're going to talk, I want to talk a little bit about some things coming up. What's actually really cool is there are some people that couldn't make it today, but they sent in questions. And then also,
Yes.
so I want to do that. And then we may have time for my phone. Now let's make sure that everyone can hear me because you know that weird stuff happens.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to mute myself so we don't get...
Okay, can you hear me? Because when we get phone calls sometimes
You're good.
the sound goes down. I'm being harassed because I filled out a stupid thing about solar panels. Has anyone done that?
Yes.
I mean, everything is potential spam, sunrun. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that, potential spam. So anyway, we have some questions, and then I want to talk about some stuff. And if you're new to me, my name is Joan Ranquet. I'm an animal communicator, author, TEDx speaker, and founder of Communication with All Life University. And the school has programs for anyone to learn just the basics of animal communication or become an animal communicator, learn the basics of energy healing, or become an energy healer. And we have such a cool nature and wildlife new department rolling out. So I'm super excited to make those announcements. And then we have some other things, and I'll talk about these other things in a moment. But one thing I wanted to say is, you know, I always think of like August it's three things. It's the kitten's birthday, and the kittens will be 13 on August 20th.
No.
Yeah. It's my birthday month.
Not ready for that.
Mm-hmm. And then fall is in 4 seconds. And fall is when we all want to make, you know, that big stride forward in that next thing or continue. And so I think of August as the kind of ready, set, go for the fall. And we have so many new things coming up in the school that, you know, obviously the first of the year we're going to have to raise some prices because more things are being offered, or in the first of the year, yeah, or maybe, no, it's first of the year. So the fall is really an opportunity to get into some classes, just to get in, because once you get in, there's always discounts for next things and what have you, and Shannon can really, 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 really guide you on that path. And we have so many paths at this point, and I'll talk about a couple of them in a moment. So we have so many paths, and we have so many ways for you to learn and for you to be part of a bigger tribe and a bigger mission, and to really create skill sets for yourself that are usable. And I mean, even if you just took the animal communication level 1 in the fall, I always think, for me, I could get a sense from animals, you know, and it was fleeting. I wanted that on-off button, and I feel like AC level 1 is the on-off button. Wouldn't you say, Claudia?
Yes. It's so funny that you bring that up today because I was very grateful to have learned that. I was thinking about that this morning, of course. Shocking.
Yeah.
That we would be on the same page. But yeah, I'm able to turn it on and off. Sometimes I have to ask myself, am I imagining that we're doing, like, it's just so crazy that we can do this and that I learned to do this in the school.
Well,
I still have to pinch myself.
yeah, no, it's so great. And I think about, Lorraine Bollinger, who isn't here right now, but she's off talking to, and I think about all the people that have gone through the program that used to hang out here on the lives and maybe still do. But, someone like her who combined her animal communication with her art. I mean, there's just so many cool paths. And so, one of the things that I thought I would do is, you know, the link is in the description and it's in the chat to book a call with Shannon. And for every person that books a call with Shannon, I'm going to give away a free meditation of your choice. So, we've got a scalar meditation. What if we calmed the world down? What if we calmed the world down? Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be amazing. Susie Morrow Reed says that, I just lost it. AC level 1 was like a door opening for her. Yeah.
I call it
that's
the
exactly
gateway drug.
Like.
So we have lots of things coming up. We have obviously the fall intensive, October 7th through the, one of those days.
I put my pen. I was looking for my calendar and it's gone.
Yeah, October 7th for 3 days, and then 3 days after that, and then 3 days after that. So it's 9 days. 3 days of animal communication, 3 days of animals in transition, death, dying, and beyond, and then 3 days of energy healing, where we really focus on the energy fields and scalar and all yummy things. We have a lot of, let's see, yeah, 7th through the 15th. There we go.
Yeah, I'm putting it in right now.
We also have animal communication level 1, and we have energy healing for animals. We have Om, which is a acupressure class, organs, meridians, and emotions. It's a fantastic class that is being offered through Jill and Joan. Dr. Jill Todd is my business partner in another company. And then we have, we also have a special right now on the salve, FYI. We do hemp products. Yeah, I love the salve. Hemp products, and then we have acupressure classes. So anyway, the one coming up in the fall is Om. And then we have an in-person thing after the fall intensive for 3 days. So that and the in-person is so much fun. Tanya can attest to that.
Yes.
And again, my coffee cup today, the barn is my church, life between the ears, between the horse ears. I know it doesn't look like I have any lipstick on until you see my cup. We also have Marie Christine's Subtle Energies. That's coming up. So like any school, the fall semester is just chock full of great things. The other thing we have coming up is Animals in Transition, a 12-week or 10-week course where you're talking to animals that have crossed over for 10 solid weeks. We have some prerequisites for that, but that is going to eventually become a track, a separate track for people to basically become somewhere. It's almost like a midwife meets mediumship. Basically helping clients in that final hospice stage. So we have some other classes that will be connected to that, but the first round of animals in transition will be this fall. So that's very exciting. So Animals in Transition is going to be one track. Another track is, or graduate program, if you will, if you've gone through the big program, is Animal Ambassadorship, which is where it's the communication with the animals in shelters, animals in sanctuaries, lab animals that have been released, animals in wildlife rehab centers or conservation centers, and of course the professional animal. And so that ambassadorship, I remember one gal said, "Why do I need all these classes as a prerequisite to do this? Why can't I just go talk to shelter animals?" And that brings up the question that somebody asked here in a minute. Well, then, after she'd gone through the program and she took the rescue class, she was like, "Oh my God, a beautiful red-tailed hawk just flew by. Squirrel." Anyway, she said, "Oh my God, now I get it, because the amount of holding space we have to do, of being able to be professional in a situation where, it's heartbreaking. It's nothing short of heartbreaking. And to be able to be that, professional and able to get neutral, not let your emotions get in the way, all of that is completely comes with experience. And so we have so that animal ambassadorship is going to be a whole other track. And then we have the nature and wildlife, which that is shaping up into being one of the coolest programs on the planet. I've been working on it for years, and when I'm on break with the school, with classes, I'm able to get, really work like a crazy person and get all this other stuff done up and out. So 3 more eventually single certifications that will come out of that is, and a 4th may be really specializing in animal medical intuition, but that's where we are. We've got some really cool things. So jumping in on the ground level of some of these things is great. So this fall, it's animal communication in wildlife centers, and we've got some cool animals lined up, and we're lining up, and it's going to be very exciting. And of course, that's something we do in the spring intensive, but this will be, really the classes are small, and you'll, really get to know the animal, as opposed to, having 30 people at the spring intensive talking to 4 gibbons. You'll get to know the sanctuary owners, and it'll be quite an experience. And sometimes we have to assign, agreements that we don't say who it is. A lot of the major zoos make me sign those things. So I can never talk about what zoos I've gone to, but I have talked to a lot of animals at zoos, and while a lot of us don't love zoos, those animals deserve to be talked to and have needs and family members and things to understand. So that's that. Anything? Am I forgetting anything? Shannon, am I forgetting anything? So let's see. The fall intensive.
There's a trip
to Kenya. Yeah, and then there's Kenya, and then I'm going. Cass is coming with me to Uganda after the Kenya trip. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some gorilla trekking. So there you go. Working on my staycation, and
and there's a certain something, a book deal that we talked about that's coming out next. When is it?
My book is coming out August 2023. So I'm already starting to think about book tour.
So it would be really cool, maybe when we start planning the book tour, when I say we, because, I'm attaching myself to this as well, is we find out, where people are and see if you're going to be in that area.
Oh my God, that's going to be so fun, right? This is going to be such a great tool. And who knows, maybe I'll be sitting somewhere doing a Facebook Live and you'll be on with me. The publisher's in Scotland, so I'm hoping to even get over there on my way to swimming with orcas in Norway. Whatever.
Do you want to share what I said to you?
She said she was gonna have a Claudia moment. I'm like, you'll be underwater. You won't be able to breathe.
Claudia moment is I squeal and kind of lose it.
She squeals and loses it. Um, okay, any comments? Oh, and we have amazing payment plans. Again, get on a call with Shannon. The info is in the chat and in the description. The info to reach out to her to get a time. And like I said, if you book a call with Shannon for, you know, even if you're not going to join something till January, but if you book a call now, you get a free meditation. And again, you know what? She does talk to people that literally say, I'm going to start in the fall. Or I'm going to start in January, or I'm going to start in April. So it's it's just worth getting on the phone with her. Okay, so so someone wrote in a question, which I think is
Yes.
so great, that they weren't going to be able to be here.
They wrote in, I know I sent it to you, I'm so sorry. Here, it is Sybil. She's not on the call, she's not watching the live, but she's going to watch it later. She's an enrichment coordinator at an animal shelter and would like to ask you, her question is, what recommendations can you make when I'm at work and have interactions with the animals regularly and consistently? What ways can I comfort them? Explain to them that we are trying to find them homes.
Well, that is a great question. So I think we should just do a little exercise here in a moment. But I think one of the things that that happens, and I used to use 9/11 as an example, and now I'm using the pandemic, is feelings are very transferable. So when you feel like you're coming in and you're going to be able to do a great thing, and then you see how sad that other animal is, it's easy to go there. And you know, I like to say that most of the animals in there are not unadoptable because of some weird behavior. They are grieving, they are confused, and they are absolutely reactive because it's such an unnatural setting. It would be more natural to put them out in my yard where they could just sit and, you know, smell each other's pee. So if we were to think about they're grieving, they're confused, and they are in an unnatural setting, so they might be reactive or shut down. What are some of the things that we would do for a human that was grieving? We would say something like, this must be very difficult. I can't imagine being in your shoes. So I think starting out with acknowledging where they are and feeling into that. But first of all, I want to just say one thing. Well, we'll do this exercise in a moment. So I want to just kind of, when we have feelings, and I was reminded of this a lot when we did the webinar the other day. I have a graphic of the RKO tower of broadcasting. So when we have big feelings, we are accidentally broadcasting everything. Like, you know, I got on here all wacky because everything's changing, and the molecules of the earth and the Spences and the Joan are all upgrading, right? So I'm in this kind of like frenetic high, but I can bring myself down to do this. But you may have picked up on that. Like, you might have felt kind of like, wee, when I first came on, right? Did you, Claudia?
Yeah.
Right? It's infectious. Feelings are infectious, good or bad. I mean, we know that, like, some people have a pigpen aura. Remember Pigpen from Charlie Brown? Like, it's always gnarly. They've got a lot of crap going on. And they come in And then they dump it in the room, and now you've got the pig pen aura. At some point, we've all had the pig pen aura. But, when we're going through something rough. So,
Or you walk into a room twirly.
Or you walk into a room twirly. Whee! But it is almost worth thinking about. There is a pig pen aura. There is a cloud around these animals for the moment. And think, I'm going to get through this cloud. I'm going to acknowledge that this is just insane and that they must be so confused and that you're doing the best you can to make it more fun, because if you're an enrichment coordinator, then obviously you've got the fun plans going and the activities. So acknowledge that you're doing the best you can for that, and that the overlighting purpose here is to get you a forever home. So how do we make you more comfortable for the forever home? And Sybil, I hope that maybe Sybil will have some animals to get on a rescue call, or maybe
that would be great.
We could do something here on a live. So I would definitely, maybe you could, since you're the outreach coordinator, you could reach out from outreach to Sybil. So one of the things that I think of, and you guys, it was really brilliant that she wrote in. And if you ever have questions and you can't be here, or you want something addressed, we'll find a way to do it. And that would be reaching out to assist@joanranquet.com. Can you type that in? So anyway, let's do this little exercise for a moment. And this is great for wildlife too. But it's just, taking a moment, putting both feet on the ground. And sometimes even yawning, it creates a yawn fest with other animals. And I feel a yawn coming on.
You said it and I yawned.
It's a good way to get really present. And now I want you to imagine that you are, on this next inhale, bringing your energy field in to your center. And on the exhale, you're letting it out. And on the inhale, you're bringing it in. And on the exhale, you're bringing it out, sending it out. On the inhale, you're bringing it in. On the exhale, you're sending it out. On the inhale, you're bringing it in. And now, on this exhale, you're keeping it in and you're just exhaling. And I want you to feel what that feels like, because that is the sort of thing, this is bringing your energy field in. So even if you do pick up on the sadness, you do pick up on the excitement, you do pick up on the nervousness, you do pick up on the confusion, you're not a broadcast system back to the animal. You're not part of a biofeedback loop. You're just a standing, almost wave, kind of very similar to scalar wave work, of energy that's able to take on this upset, confusion, sadness that this animal's experiencing, and you're able to stand receptive and be causal to their next reality. You can let your energy field back out now. But being in that space is one of the most delicious places to be, where everything around you can be what it is, and you're very solid. And because that's part of being an emotional leader, right? And animals' survival is based on emotions. And if we can be this standing wave of energy, we can create leadership on the spot. Um, One thing that people always say is, oh, the animal is picking up on the person's nervousness. And it's like, very often the person is picking up on the animal's nervousness. And that's when it becomes a really bad biofeedback loop. So being able to get a hold of your own emotions is, it doesn't mean you don't experience it or process or live with, you know, a certain amount of sadness in your own life or what have you. But it's almost, it's not a containment because you're still processing, but it's it's still being in the it's just being very, 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 very present, and knowing that someone I read a quote recently where someone said, and I wish I could, it's not my quote, but I can't remember who to give them credit. It's maturity is living with a certain amount of sorrow at the same time as joy.
Wow.
And, right? Like, you
Wow.
can be sad about something and still be joyful in your life. And I've come to a point where I really am experiencing that. I can be sad about something, but I'm not carrying it through the day. And that's what I think when we think of rescues and shelters, we think, oh, it's going to take me down. But when we can live in that space of, here I am, I'm very present with my own feelings, and they don't have to spill out to you. I can experience you and your feelings, and I don't have to take it on. That's very powerful. And that goes back to also, you know, what we were talking about, like through all the verification processes of each one of the classes that we teach, including the class we're teaching on animals in transition. You know, it's all about verifiable information. That creates that muscle, that creates that confidence, that creates the on-off button, that creates boundaries. So walking into a shelter is having boundaries and still being very, very generous and still being very calming and still being very able to set somebody on a path. Does that make sense?
Yeah. 100%.
Are people, I would love to hear what
Makes
people...
sense to me. Yeah. Ashley Lynn says, needed this so much. I was with my best friend last night when she got the call her cat Jasper didn't make it coming out of a procedure. Today is heavy and seems so unfair.
Oh, God.
This breathing is helping with me a lot.
And that is just so tragic, right? I mean, and yet we can be really present with it. You can be really present for your best friend. You can be present with Jasper. I think that's kind of everybody's worst nightmare, right? And how lucky your best friend is to have you standing receptive in this moment. And we're with you in this moment. Yeah, sometimes just breathing. I've had to do that a lot on this gigantic process that's happening here. And I would love to hear if anybody else has feedback and had an experience with this.
I'm using it right now. Ashley Lynn says thank you.
Of course.
I think taking a moment and breathing and just grounding can shift everything.
Yeah, it can shift everything.
And your animals around you feel that.
Yeah. You know, I was talking to Shannon and I were on a call with a student yesterday that we were talking about, she was talking about how one of her animals suddenly got aggressive, killed her cat, did all kinds of things that she couldn't have seen coming before, but it was after the loss of two older dogs. I had something very similar with Delilah, right? Where she was the belle of the ball. She was like the little social butterfly with every animal on the planet. And she would look up to Olivia and look up to Isabella, and we'd be on our walks, and we would hike every Tuesday outside of Seattle in Carnation with 17 dogs. We had the biggest pack walk, off-leash pack walk you've ever seen. I mean, people would stop and take note and take pictures and ask how we did it. You know, we'd put them all on a sit stay when let other dogs pass, or bicyclists or horseback riders. Like, she was so social, it wasn't even funny. She was socialized from day one. And yet, she had a period of leash aggression, which has, and I call it really leash exuberance. She would have a moment of being excited and then get very terrified and turn into Large Marge from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and that's scary. And
I saw it.
yeah, it was gnarly. Like, who was that dog? But that dog was dependent on two other dogs for her own protection, and didn't feel me being a leader or her buddy on the pack walk. And so stopping and breathing and acknowledging the list of feelings that she was experiencing that would go into that was really, what it took to shift that. And my neighbors' dogs, like, they come and just snarl at the fence line, and you will see in person. I should get a video of it, because I literally can now just say leave it, and she just walks with her little ears, and she licks Penelope or licks Abby like she used to lick Olivia and lick Isabella. She's just happy as can be, and 4 dogs are snarling at the gate, at the fence, and this is what I've created, because I don't hook into those feelings, right? That goes back to what we were talking about a moment ago, hooking into those feelings, and I don't, I just stay very calm, I breathe, and I say leave it. Are you writing me a note?
Yeah. God. Okay, let me read you. I just want to say, I remember when you realized what was going on, and it changed so drastically. I saw the progression. I mean, it was like...
And I worked with a great dog trainer, Stefano. I mean,
Yes.
definitely, we've had him on here, and definitely spent...
But it was like that.
Yeah,
So
it
fast.
was almost overnight how fast. It was overnight that this thing came on, or that I recognized that, oh, I have a different dog all of a sudden. She didn't have somebody to look up to, and then it was overnight that I became that somebody she could look up to.
I was there, I remember. It was amazing. That's when I was like, all right, this stuff is real. Because I was just starting with you.
Yeah, well, that's the power of communication, training, energy healing, and breathing.
Yep. Daniela Van Amsterdam says, I love the energy breathing out and in. I really felt the tingling when energy was in. Powerful and soft, thank you.
Thank you. And anything, someone else wrote something.
Bayari Mirabreeze, do you remember?
Of course. I got to
thank you
see
so much
Bayari
again.
finally on one of these. It was really fun. I didn't see her, I got to hear her. I did see her. But anyway, it's been really fun to finally connect.
Meet her.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again for the reading about Lovejoy, the red tabby cat of my mom's a few weeks ago. He passed very peacefully a week ago, just before Joan's live. I didn't know when I was on the live, but felt a big energy. His new owners said they were so happy to have had an unexpected extra 6 weeks with him, and so grateful to have had 2 years with him and his sister cat, Dora. Oh, Ayat has an interesting... Wait, hold on. Okay. Lynn Bridge says, do you want me to take a moment? Okay. Lynn Bridge says, I have a similar situation with my dog Oakley with leash aggression. I used what you have taught, and now I have a dog that can walk by other dogs with no aggression. It really works. Yay!
Wow, I love that.
That was Lynn.
I love that, and I have a feeling it's one of those cute border collies, or you've got you've got working dogs. I love working dogs.
Okay, so Ayat is speaking to my heart right now, because this is what it's about. I was getting concerned that I was bypassing my emotions when going to shelters because I wasn't getting all teary like I do when I hear sad things about animals. But today I realized that your training has just sunk home so much that I automatically ground in neutral
Oh,
when going to the shelter so that I can be receptive and helpful to whatever comes up. Yesterday I ended up doing EFT on 3 out of 5 New Pyrenees strays that originated in the Mojave Desert.
wow.
I have chills because I just have to share really quick and then I have to go. I went to a local shelter here with my husband. They were having this big event and we walked in and he left and sat in the car and looked at me and he said, how can you walk in to these places? He didn't understand because before I couldn't even drive by a shelter. So, and it's not about, it's exactly what Ayad said. You're not bypassing your feelings, your mission is greater than your feelings.
Yeah, and we always say that here. Your mission is greater than your feelings, and when you can get
And we get the tools.
When you can get into your mission, what it is that you want to do, what it is that you want to be, who do you want to be in these settings, right?
Yeah. And Lynn Bridges says, yes, Australian Shepherds, I am so happy.
I'm so grateful. That you shared that. All right. Claudia has to go. Bye-bye.
Yeah, sorry.
I have to get off here too. Okay.
Okay.
Bye. So it's just me. I'm hoping that I can keep up with comments. I do this too on the in classes. Like people send comments, and I'm like, wait, I'm talking. I can't read and talk. So anyway, I am. Yeah. So that's it. Just wanted to really talk, that question just for me spurred the whole idea that I really want everybody to be able to be so calm when they walk into shelters, because if everybody could be so calm when they walked into shelters, everybody could go into shelters and then more animals would get adopted. Crazy. So we have a lot that we're doing in the school toward creating the forever home. As a matter of fact, that's another little committee meeting that I'm meeting with on that subject. So it's very, it's just really a great time in the school. We've got so many new paths opening. It's not just plain old animal communication anymore, although that's still the greatest thing on the planet. And like I said, if you book a call with Shannon, you can get a meditation of your choice. And even if you're not ready to jump, and she can create crazy payment plans. I don't even know anything about any of it. She gets with the team and does what she wants. But the thing is that she has an ability, she's almost like the animal career whisperer. There we go, that's the new title. So she's able to really look at like what you've done, what you want to do, and help you design a path. And so I would love, so please get on a call with Shannon, and know that we've got so many things coming up in the fall. And again, even if you're not ready to jump until later on, you can secure the old pricing. Just, yeah, let's do it. There are so many animals on the planet to help. We want to help 22 million animals. We've got to do it. I need an army. I can't do it alone. So, again, we've got the Fall Intensive, AC Level 1, Energy Healing for Animals Level 1, Om, Acupressure, Fall Intensive, did I say that? Acupressure in person, Animals in Transition, and Subtle Energies with Marie Christine. So, let's do it. Let's help 22 million animals. Let's stay in our mission. See you next week.